I think a lot of people for a long time, and not really people, but I think that, television as a whole felt that you couldn't have shows like Power and Empire and have a predominantly black cast and have it do big numbers. And I feel that you guys surprised everyone by proving everyone wrong, both of the shows, because these are both hit shows with a mostly black cast that do extremely well and kind of go beyond just the urban demographic.
I totally agree. So many people put African-American cast or primarily minority shows in a box, and they say like, oh, they won't draw into the numbers or we won't get the money. Power was one of the highest rated shows on Starz since Spartacus, since 2008. And we are in the highest, as far as the demographic amongst African-American families, we're the most watched show of the network. And a lot of people were surprised because, we kind of came up very small on a network like Starz, and then word of mouth spread. People were like, oh. So I think that just shows you that at the end of the day, if there's a fan base and if you tell good stories and if you write good characters, it doesn't matter. There is a place for all of these shows. We can all live, we can all eat. That's my thing. I feel like that why do we have to say it's only one black show or there can only be... At the end of the day, we all live, we all eat, it's all good. And Power has been able to show that even, before Empire came out, and a lot of new shows are starting now. But I think when Power came out, we had to start, very small and build our way up. And I'm glad that the fans and people out there can now be part of the proof. There's a place for shows like us, and we're doing very well. And I think it just shows that that's not true. It's not true that a black show or primarily minority cast shows can't succeed, because look at us, we're here.
Being a black woman in Hollywood, what do you think is different in terms of the challenges of working in this industry? Because, just recently, the whole story about Monique being blackballed from Hollywood and so forth has kind of come to people's attention. There's a lot of discussion about that.
I think that, if you look at the industry, I don't know exactly what happened with Monique's situation and that whole, the drama of being blackballed in the industry. But I remember, hearing that and thinking like, dang, it's crazy. I mean, 1 minute you're up, the next minute you're down. But I think there's always this cycle that happens when you're a black woman in Hollywood. And it can be frustrating because you start to feel like you're just a fad. Like, oh, now the dark-skinned, beautiful brown chocolate sisters are in, and we've, praising Lupita and all the, which is beautiful, but she was beautiful 5 years ago. I was the same way, 3 years ago. But it depends on the time. They'll say, you know what, we're looking for a black woman, but we want something ethnically ambiguous is what I've heard. Or, they're looking for a specific look. And it's hard because you start to feel like, well, wait a minute, what's wrong with my features, my complexion, my body type? And I just try to tell other black women, not just in Hollywood, just in general, you don't have to compromise or change yourself to try to fit into whatever mold is popular. That is frustrating. And I'm not even gonna lie, it's emotional. I go through moments when I'm like, I can't take it. But at the same time, I'm working and I'm being in a position where I'm able to be a black woman that's touted as beautiful, and my lips, my features, my body. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I just wish Hollywood would stay consistent.
I mean, it was kind of surprising about, Monique, because she's an Oscar winner.
Oh yeah.
Which is that's the highest,
Monique,
award that you can attain in acting, on the planet. I mean, have you ever come in contact with any sort of blackballing or actually seen it happen, personally?
Actually, when I was in 3LW, I feel like they tried to blackball me in the industry then, because I wanted to get back in the record business. And when I was, pushed out of that group, I was kind of put in this box where nobody could sign me, nobody could touch me. The producers and the managers that I worked with in 3LW definitely tried to blackball me. That's actually exactly what I felt. So I've never been blackballed in Hollywood as an actress because I recreated myself, and I was able to really have a career as an actress. Thank God, I was able to do Broadway, and that audience, they embraced me. And I think that that's something that, you have to work for it. But in the record business, coming out of 3LW, it took a long time to really reshape and remold myself, because I was, the girl who, was in 3LW or left the group or got kicked out of the group, and all the drama that was around that. I felt like some of that did try to blackball me as far as being in the record business, getting a deal, continuing with my music. But I knew that, when people try to blackball you and it's not based in truth, it can't really live and it can't really survive. They can try and it might hold you back for a year or two. But the truth is, that cannot stop me, because I know what my goal is. I know what my purpose is. And if I'm meant to be in this business as a singer, as an actress, I'm going to be in this business. So being blackballed sometimes can just be a little bit of motivation to make you succeed. And that's what happened for me. It only motivated me to be on Broadway, to do other things.
Man, I wasn't surprised. Have you ever been in a rap group?
No, I have not.
It's one of the most impossible things to do. And for somebody to be in anywhere in music that long, man, that's amazing, man.
Like I just told y'all, when you own your shit, there's nothing else to say. It's the Eminem and 8 Mile theory. At the end of 8 Mile, Eminem got on that microphone, said everything that guy possibly could say bad about him. He owned his shit, and the guy couldn't even say anything.